Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Frosty and this is Ability Analysis, Feedback and Lockdown. We have a guest today. Everyone say hello to Floris.
Hello everyone, this is Flores. I'll be co-casting the ability analysis with Frosty. So let's
Yup.
see.
So, ability analysis, very important abilities, don't you think? Feedback and lockdown.
Yeah, feedback and lockdown are kind of the most essential abilities in in-house Star Battle, and we're gonna introduce them to you.
Yeah, sure. Let's start with the descriptions. I'll start with lockdown, battlecruiser lockdown. Description: locks down systems of the target ship, preventing it from using special abilities. Drains 100 energy because it's 10 times 10 seconds, and it only works on mechanical units, so you can't possibly use it on Zerg ships. Now, you can introduce feedback if you want to.
Yeah, feedback is a skill that works on every ship, so also on the Zerg ships. It drains a maximum of 300 energy and it deals 5 damage per energy. So if you drain a maximum of 300 energy, you do 1 Yamato damage, and you drain the standard 200, you do 1000 damage. So it's kind of a nuke when you drain the energy.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Now, very important thing. Why are we talking about it? The role of feedback and lockdown in any game, not only an in-house game, but in any Star Battle game. So the role of feedback and lockdown is pretty obvious. It's for energy denial. Basically, it's as you said, Flores. Feedback can be used as a nuke, but basic use is energy denial, and energy denial is very important in in-house. Care to explain why?
Yeah, one of the most important things that is used in in-house games is PDD fields and force field walls that people build to block the damage of the enemy ships. It used to be all about range in Star Battle when there were missile boats with 10 or 11 range, and PDDs hard countered these builds. And the game evolved into trying to deny these PDD fields. Obviously, the two spells to do that is feedback and lockdown. So that's why these are really important.
Yep, exactly. Now, advantages and disadvantages, which is a very important thing as well. I've already pointed out one. This is that feedback by carrier can be used on every ship in the game, including Zerg ships. So if you want to deny the Spesky Leviathan or the Spesky Guardian some energy, you definitely need a carrier with feedback, or even with AMP, but it's a topic for another video. But battlecruiser's lockdown only works on mechanical units, so you can deny carriers, you can deny ravens, you can deny Terran and Protoss ships basically, but you have no access to any energy denial to Zerg ships. Now, what about cost, Floris?
Well, the cost, I believe, feedback costs 275, which is kind of an expensive spell. And lockdown is 225. To spam these spells all the time, you obviously need some more energy too. Usually late game you'll see PCs and carriers go to 400 or 500 energy, so they can continuously use these spells. But although they are quite expensive, especially feedback, it's really worth it. If you, for instance, feedback a carrier before he does a plasma barrage on you, not only you do around 1000 damage to him, but you also prevent 2000 damage to your own ship. So although they might seem expensive, these spells are really worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And one more difference between feedback and lockdown, actually there are two more. First difference is that lockdown costs only 100 energy, while feedback costs 125. However, there are several differences and several things that make it worth it, because 125 is a bit more, but it also drains your shields or your hit points, so that's pretty obvious. It has to cost a bit more. Lockdown, another difference between lockdown and feedback: if you feedback someone, he can instantly start regenerating energy again. Meanwhile, if you lock down someone, he can't use his abilities for 10 seconds, plus he doesn't regen energy, and he still keeps losing it for 10 seconds. So, you know, that's exactly why there's a difference in price. And there's one more difference, which is said by someone. It's not proven, but it usually is this range. Floris, you know about the range difference?
It is supposed to be a range difference, but I don't know if it's just people casting it wrong or if there's really a range difference. To be honest, I wouldn't know.
I believe it's not checked. It's probably a difference, but I believe that lockdown has a slightly more range than feedback. But it's not proven. So we think that it might be it. It might be people just sucking, you know. But sometimes I have a feeling that really feedback has less range than a lockdown.
Yeah, they might be around 11 and the other around 10, but the difference is not huge.
Okay.
I think the biggest difference between lockdown and feedback is that feedback is really strong early game, and lockdown is really strong late game. If you have, for instance, a Raven with 700 energy, and with a good Raven always casts its energy as soon as it has something. As soon as it can cast ability, it will do so. Now, if you have feedback against such a Raven, it's not going to help you anything. You might drain 100 energy or 80, and it doesn't help you a lot. If you lock down it, you will stop the regen for 10 seconds, and that's way stronger. So against super chips, lockdown is gonna rule late game, but against in the early game and against Zerg ships, feedback is definitely stronger.
Yep, that's exactly it. Now, let's get to the game. Let's start analyzing those feedbacks and those lockdowns, just to show you how they work. We're at 20 minutes 13-14 seconds now, and first feedback and first lockdown that's gonna come our way. We're gonna pause there, okay?
Do it.
Okay. I believe blue team is going back, so we're not gonna have feedback nor a lockdown in quite a long time. However, this carrier is coming close to Helldiver. Okay, pause it. There we go. 20 minutes 47 seconds. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a lockdown being launched by Helldiver on Namor. Now, what's the reason behind this lockdown? Well, the reason for me is pretty obvious. Is trying to prevent Namor from getting more energy, preventing Namor from pushing, because blue team is going to push very soon. They just got back to base, so they will be coming out very soon, and he may have Vortex when coming out, so he'll get less energy. And staying out now, if he would have Vortex, that would be completely denied because of this lockdown for 10 seconds.
Yeah, another thing you should do is if you go back to say 20 minute 44 and you click on Helldiver, you'll see he has the lockdown set as a waypoint.
Okay, give me a second. 2030, I'm gonna get close to it. 30, 31. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you see.
If you watch Helldiver, his waypoint here, you see that he has already casted the lockdown while the carrier was still out of range, and he then held the shift button and placed a movement command behind his ship. If you learn to cast spells like this, you will make sure that as soon as the carrier comes into your range, you lock down him, and as soon as you have locked down him, you move out of his range. This will make sure you cannot get feedback before he lockdowns you, and you immediately protect yourself from getting energy denied.
Yep, and very important thing when shift queuing spells like this, you want to set your go back point like directly behind you, because then you can do 180. And if you don't know what 180 is, I suggest watching the driving school video, which was uploaded yesterday. So you do directly 180 and you lose no momentum, and it's really all good. So there it is once again. Lockdown, poof, 20 minutes, 50 seconds. Now, moving forward. I'm gonna try to make it a bit faster because they are not coming out, so I'm at ×2 speed. I'm gonna tell you when I pause, okay? So, because this is not really good. Oh, I know what will happen now, but there's gonna be quite a lot of action. 21 minutes 30 seconds. I'm around there. 21:30.
Yeah, what we see here is the Rebellion's move. Everyone who played against Rebellions knows it, because everyone has died at least once to it, or seen his teammates die to it.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
the basic mistake of getting too close to an armored destroyer that's just gonna roll you and tank all your damage.
Yep, that's exactly it. Getting back to spell analysis, now let's take a look at Franklin getting locked down by Helldiver. There's another lockdown being launched. There's a huge reason behind it, because if Franklin had a Yamato cannon, because he's got 350 energy, so why not? He can get Yamato cannon. He could finish off Sivirosh, or at least damage him for 1500 damage. I believe Yamato does 1500. And he would be way closer to dying. I believe he's not gonna make it anyway, but let's make it on normal. Let's put it on normal, and let's try to unpause it. Ready?
Sure.
Okay, go. There we go, another lockdown. Pause on red team's carrier. Okay. So the enormous C getting locked down. This time by Uprising, I believe. Yes, by Uprising, second blue team's battlecruiser. It's a very good lockdown, because as you can see, Uprising, I can barely see Uprising in this bunch of ships. Which means not only he just warped in like 3 seconds ago, but he's in the middle of a bunch of ships. It's very hard to aim for him with these feedbacks by Sivirosh and the enormous C. Not only this, just I want to mention that Sivirosh is running for his life, so it's not exactly thinking of trying to feedback anyone. Let's move forward, shall we?
Yeah, if you scroll forward to the point where the carrier gets killed, you always see another essential lockdown on the Arbiter, which basically means the end of that Arbiter. Because the Arbiter have force fields, but because it's locked down, it cannot place the essential force fields there to block the laser damage and missile damage of the ships chasing.
Yup, that's exactly it. And at 22 minutes, exactly 22 minutes, that's a very nice feedback on this Arbiter. Well, why is it nice? Because you have it locked down, so it doesn't regen any energy. This Arbiter here in the middle of my screen, it doesn't regen any energy, and yet you still feedback it, so it won't get any energy whatsoever when he'll get out of lockdown. He'll be at complete zero. And that's really good. There's been a few feedbacks back in this chase. I'm gonna scroll back to 21:30 yet again, just to take a quick look at feedbacks and the reasons behind this. And we're gonna wrap it up. There we go, there's the lockdown. Looking for a feedback. There's a carrier warping in for blue team. Poof! 21 minutes 48 seconds. Are you there, Floris?
Yes, almost.
Now, that reason for this feedback is pretty obvious, but you know what? You introduce it, because why not?
Second, still getting there.
Sure, no problem. We're gonna wait. There's this carrier, he just warped in, just started following, and there's this battlecruiser doing something weird.
Yeah, the feedback on Helldiver, you mean, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, what Helldiver kind of made a huge wide turn, probably to get closer to cover. But while doing so, he got into the range of Naumer's carrier, and he got a very strong feedback, because he drained Helldiver for around 300 energy, which means like 3 lockdowns.
Yup, that's exactly it.
If he wouldn't have got feedback at that point, he could have locked down basically the carrier or the battlecruiser Uprising, and protected their own arbiter that way, and made sure they had the cover from the force fields, and they might have saved at least one ship there. The carrier was probably going down anyway due to the Gatlings, but if that feedback wouldn't have landed there, they might have saved their own arbiter.
Yeah, I might also point out that it would be essential for red team to try to lock down Kerberos, Raven of blue team being in the middle of this bunch. If he could snipe it with a lockdown, he couldn't put up this PDD that just gone down a second ago, which is, you know, just placed at 21 minutes 48 seconds. So that was an essential PDD protecting red team's ship. Blue team's ships, from red team's missiles, and for example Avogadro the Leviathan having level 10 missiles, they'll do massive amounts of damage, so this PDD is essential for this push, for killing this carrier, and as you're gonna see, for killing the Arbiter in a few seconds as well.
Yeah, when the two teams get really close and duke it out with pure damage, the one who's got energy in the support ship will win. It's always that way, and you see in situations like this, it's really important that you deny the enemy ships of energy, and you are the one who has the advantage of having force fields, and not the enemy team in this case with PDDs.
Yep, that's exactly it. So let's just play this game. Let's let it play. And so to wrap it up, basic and most important question of this cast coming to you right now: to buy and use, or not to buy and not to use feedback and lockdown?
Most definitely.
Yes, most definitely buy and use, even though it's expensive. It's one of the most important abilities. The first one and the second one are the most important abilities in the whole game, I believe. Not only in in-house play, but also in pop games. If you want to win them, you need energy denial. One way or another, this has been Frosty coming to you from a little speaker, and Floris
Coming you from a little speaker.
Yup.
Hi guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you Floris for joining us here and helping us out with this video. See you guys, see you next time.